Yeah, hey everybody. I just wanted to demonstrate the use of APIs or data pipelines for for um for data presentation and stuff like that. So right here, what we have, I'm not going to show you the whole system, but this is just representing like a public ledger for a new system that I'm building. But Looking at the screen right now, what you have is actually an Excel that is actually acting as a public ledger. It can be that is actually pulling the public ledger. It can be on a database or something like that. And it is very stable in the sense that everything, the whole anonymity of the data is being done by by the code that was actually built on the this thing on on the API. So this is just pulling from an API right now. Um, After you log in, do everything, then it actually creates a query that actually pulls data from the API. Um, you can actually go on and edit your query if you want and so on. You can do whatever you want to do with your query. So this is the query, but I don't want to edit the query and so on. So what I want to do right now, I just want to close it. Um, this, oh, okay. So you can do advanced edit also, and you see what we've done on advanced edit. You can get all of this from advanced edit, whatever you want to. And this is how we actually query, do our, build our query set. That is how we build the query set to actually pull an Excel. I'm going to close it. So this right now, what is happening, if I go to data, anytime we have information on, fresh information, all we have to do is just refresh and it will pull the latest information. One of the things that I want to show you is how important this type of APIs are when it comes to organizations, especially organizations that deal with a lot of data. You can actually have systems that are built, and if you want to do certain basic analysis and stuff like that on on Excel, you can just actually get the configure, pull the data from your API to the Excel and do your basic analysis. Let's say right now, um, if you want to do certain things like, let me just try to insert something like a chart. If I want to do something like a chart here, maybe let me use just insert a bar chart. I'm going to insert a basic bar chart. Um, Not a clustered one. Uh, okay, let me see more. Okay, let me just come down here. Let's just pull this one in. Yeah. So maybe you want to have data from this type of stuff. And right there, let's look at one of these bar charts. Um, it's just an example, not something that is that is really, that is what we, it's just an example. Let me, I think this one might be, you know, yeah. So you can do basic bar chart like this. Okay. Yeah. You can do this. You can do, let's change the type. Maybe we do, let's look for one that will actually, these are histogram. Yeah, so you can select one of this, anyone that you want. And when we go to data, this is it. Okay. Um, you can remove the empties and then write off what we're doing. We're just removing all of these empty rows and columns so that we can have our bar chart better. Yeah, so this is yeah, it's just an example. It's just terrible, but it's just an example. Okay, so yeah, and I'm just gonna show you that uh you can just place it around here. Now, let's say for example you have your child or whatsoever, right? And you were just working on something and certain things happen, right? I mean this is terrible. This can actually change a lot of things on your this can change a lot of things on your um on your on your data set. So now you looking at this and saying, oh wow, what was here? Like normal Excel when you load your data and you start and then some error happen or people can just play around with your data and stuff like that. You'd be like, wow, what happened? You know, like what happened with my data? So the data become crappy, and then at the end of the day, you wondering what's happening with your data. So with the API, it's easy. All I have to do is refresh, and it's going to take everything back. You know, it's going to take everything back to the normal, to the normal data, and then you have whatever you wanted to have. No error, no human error, and something like that. And I can show you the how simple the API is. I'm not going to show you everything, but let me just show you. So the API, I just had this thing to load some kind of file, and then that file is what actually have the original data. And then I do the all the anonymity on this code to anonymize that file actually. So hashing that file and all the hashing some data on that file and so on. Yeah, so that is what we did, and we have something like this. So this is immutable. You can't actually change this. Once you refresh, it all comes back. So that's the benefit of API. So when you doing your data pipelines or your data streaming or something like that, or if you want to if you want to have a consistency on your data, the data that you're working with, just somebody, get me or somebody to, somebody that understands this to actually build a simple API for you to link you up with the data and you do your data and you do all your analysis and whatever you want to do on it. You can also use the API. The nice thing about the API is you can use it on any of these data analysis tool like R and Python and basic Python and stuff like that. You just need to load the API and then do whatever you want to do with the data, and have your analysis and stuff like that. But the raw data will be there. It will be immutable. You can't change the raw data. And that is it. You can build certain things to anonymize the data so that when somebody asks for that data, let's say, for example, that person wanted to do some basic analysis to be sure about certain things, you can already anonymize that data and get it ready for that person to use. You can even anonymize it, getting ready for public consumption and stuff like that. So anybody can go and download the data and do their basic analysis from the data using your data pipeline. So it is very important to make sure, um, you know, when it comes to your data analysis and stuff like that, you do it, especially if it's sensitive data. You try to anonymize that data so that people can consume it properly. And then you make the data immutable in the sense that people can actually change it. Um, you know, people can actually change it. Um, you know, so that they can forge the data or do some certain things about the data. So the original data will always be there. Yeah. So this is how you do your APIs and so on. Let me know if you want me to take you to how to build these data pipelines, these APIs and so on, so that we can build one from scratch on a kind of like a sample, using a sample data set and something stuff like that. So this sample data set, I got it from the application I'm actually building for, for online payments and things like that. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Have a great day or great evening. Goodbye.